Hello everyone. Welcome to UAE Taxation and Secretarial Matters course. I'm your tutor Owais Mirchawala. Before going in detail of this course, let me introduce myself. I'm Owais Mirchawala, faculty for taxation subjects of different countries for more than 15 years. I've been teaching UK taxation courses and UAE taxation courses in the past few years. I've taught more than 10,000 students in taxation subject of different countries. And 45 of my students have secured nationwide positions in taxation subjects of chartered accountancy. In this course of UAE taxation and secretarial matters, we will be looking at UAE corporate taxes, which have been introduced recently. We will be looking at UAE value-added taxes also, which have been introduced since past few years. And we will be looking at secretarial matters also, which include formation of companies in UAE, obtaining of trade license, renewal of the licenses, and annual legal requirements which the businesses have to satisfy. So this course will be full of knowledge and the practical aspect area where we will be looking the actual portals which we have to use while dealing with a client. We will be looking at the actual UAE government portal, that how you have to register a company in the mainland, how you have to do the registrations in the free zone, how you have to register for UAE corporate taxes, and how you have to do the annual filings. So all of these things will be included in this course, and it will be a complete package which will equip you with all the required skills through which you can provide services to different clients. And this will also help you if you want to do job in UAE or any outsourcing firm which is providing services to UAE based clients. The most important thing is that this course is not being designed to deal with any examination. This course is completely designed with a practical aspect, that how you have to deal practically with the clients. So I'll be looking at the knowledge of the UAE taxation, I'll be looking at the practical aspect, and the most important thing is that I will be engaging different employers also here in UAE, different firms also, so that if someone is looking for any internship or a job in UAE, they can get a real insight that what the employers are actually looking for. And especially I have designed the course outline of this course in such a way that what the firms, employers, and the clients are looking for. So it will be a completely practical focus and real life focused course. And the good thing is that you will be studying this course from someone who has spent a good life portion in dealing with taxation matters. Like my alumni are dealing in multiple entities in UAE and globally, because in my career of 15 years, I have trained a lot of tax professionals. Okay, so now if we go in detail of this course, our today's class is an introductory class, an orientation discussion, that what this course is about, what my teaching methodology will be, and how we'll be taking up the things. How I will make sure that those people who are taking this course have a greater probability to get themselves employed. Obviously, there is no guarantee, but my maximum effort will be to teach you with those skills who are required by the employers and the firms. And I will include a complete folder in this course in which I will be having the podcasts and discussion sessions with the potential employers, with the firm owners, so that you can have an understanding that how this course outline has been designed and what are the expectations of the employers and the clients here in UAE. Before going in more detail, I just want to highlight one important thing, that here in UAE, the career of taxation, accounting, and auditing is very bright. Because after introduction of corporate taxes, every business in UAE will have to register itself for the corporate taxes. UAE is not like other countries where corporate means companies only. Here, corporate means business tax. Any entity which is doing business, either being a sole trader, a partnership, a limited company, either being in mainland or in free zone, every entity will have to register itself for corporate taxes. And when they have to register themselves for corporate taxes, there will be a mandatory requirement to get their audits done also. They will have to maintain their proper accounts. So the career of auditors, accountants, tax experts is very much bright here in UAE because ranging from a small retail shop, a small supermarket, or a small hardware shop to a multinational company operating here in UAE, they will have to take these taxation services, auditing services, and accountancy services. So this course will be a complete and comprehensive package which will equip you with all the required knowledge you need to deal with the clients or you need while doing a job or making yourself employed. And as highlighted earlier, I have designed the structure of this course after consultation with a lot of employers. I've spent a good time here in UAE first. I'll be sharing my local number of UAE also. I spent my good time here first. I did research that what actually the employers are looking for, what actually the clients are looking for, and then I've designed the course structure. Because it's not just about passing the exam, it's about enabling you to become employable. So, as I told you earlier, obviously it's not a guarantee to make yourself employable, but it will increase your probability to become employable. I'll be giving you a certificate. And those who know myself, Owais Mirchawala, you can look at social media or institution Mirchawala of accountancy. It's a great recognition here in UAE and across 60 plus countries because we have been in teaching services for more than 15 years. Okay, so now when I go in detail of my today's class, I have developed certain portions which we will be looking at. So, what are the main contents of this course, which include UAE corporate taxes, which is obviously a very important and saleable service here in UAE because they have been introduced recently, and every business here in UAE has to register itself for corporate taxes and make the filings even if they are in mainland, the mainland of the UAE, or if they are operating in the free zone. Obviously, those who are not familiar with the UAE legal structure, they may not have a very good idea about the mainland and free zone. But obviously, as we move forward in this course, I will be explaining all of these things. Then we will be looking at UAE value-added taxes, which have been introduced since past few years. And in UAE, this is one of the things which is already in implementation. And then we will be looking at secretarial matters services, which are also very important here in UAE because UAE is not like any other countries where you can do the business directly. It's not like Pakistan, India, or even like UK, where you can do a business directly. Here in UAE, if you want to do even a small business, even if you want to do online services, you want to do a cloud kitchen, like cooking food at your home and selling it to the people, you need to look at secretarial issues. You need to obtain a trade license. You have to register yourself. So secretarial issues are also a very hot service, a very saleable service here in UAE. So whatever I'll be teaching, as I told you earlier, it's not any examination which you have to pass. It's just the practical aspect which you have to understand. So UAE corporate taxes, the corporate tax aspect, how the business has to register itself for corporate taxes, how the filings have to be done, how we calculate the corporate taxes, the calculation of the taxable profits, what entities are subject to corporate taxes, what are exempt entities, what are the chargeable incomes, what are exempt incomes, everything will be covered in detail. Then value-added taxes, which is an indirect tax, we'll be looking at that, and the secretarial issues aspect. So everything from the practical aspect and the specialized course structure designed with a perspective to increase your chances and probability to become employable. Okay. The entire course on these three sections will range of around 20 to 25 hours. Okay. In these 20 to 25 hours of this course, there will be two portions. Now, what do you mean by these two portions? We will be looking at knowledge portion of UAE taxation. See, obviously, most of you people don't have an idea that how UAE taxes work, like what is mainland, what is free zone, how the taxable income is calculated, what entities are subject to tax, who are exempt entities. There are different classification. We'll be looking at the actual ordinance, the federal decree here, since it's the kingdom. So we use the word decree, the federal decree which have been passed. We'll be looking at the guidelines of the FTA, the federal tax authorities. So we will be looking at the knowledge portion, and along with that, we'll also be looking at the practical aspect of UAE taxation. Okay. Now, when we look at the practical aspect of UAE taxation and secretarial matters, what we'll be covering is we'll be actually opening the portal, the real portal. I will be registering an actual company with you guys during this course. An actual company. Obviously, for some client, but I'll hide that confidential data, but I'll be actually giving you the walkthrough that how the portal works. You get a client, how you actually have to do a sign up, how you have to deal with the things. And the good thing is that in order to learn these services, in order to provide these services, it's not necessary that you are in UAE. Even if you're abroad, you want to provide services to people, you can do that from there also. Because many people living in developing countries, the countries who don't have a good image globally, they want to form companies in UAE, use their payment gateway, open the bank account, and you can open the companies while being abroad also, like even if you're in Pakistan, India, Saudi Arabia, UK, or in any other country, or in Africa, you can provide service to anyone, register their company, give them the services. Like, for example, if we talk about ourselves, or like we have to collect payments from different countries, maybe it's difficult to collect the payments sometime you're in Pakistan. So we need to have the companies in UAE, we need to use the global payment gateways, because you know that when you talk about UAE, it's an international presence. Any business having presence in UAE, it just upgrades their status because it's an international place. And UAE isn't just Dubai. Okay, it's a combination of different emirates, different, you can say different states working together. Okay, so you'll be looking at all of those things that how the things work here in UAE. Okay, so corporate taxes, value-added taxes, and the secretarial matters, these will be the areas which will be covered. And we'll be looking at the knowledge portion and the practical aspect, both of them. Now, the main question is that, sir, who can join this course? Do I need to be a chartered accountant to join this course? Do I need to have a background of accountancy, or anyone can join? So those who know me, they know that I teach from very much scratch. No background knowledge required. No background knowledge required. So if you don't have any background about taxation, accounting, auditing, then also you can join this course. No background knowledge required, because I will be teaching everything from the very scratch. Who can join this course? No background. Anyone. If you are a professional accountant, you can join. If you aren't a professional accountant, you are just a graduate, you are just inter-pass, you have just passed your 12th grade, you want to do this course, yes, you can join. I'll be teaching everything with an assumption that the audience which is listening to me has zero knowledge, and we have to cover everything in detail, the knowledge and the practical aspect area. Are you getting my concept? Okay. Now, those living in UAE, they can join this course. Those living abroad, those who are not living in UAE, but planning to move towards UAE, they can also join to move towards UAE. They can also join this course, or those who want to provide outsourcing services, outsourcing services from their own country. Now, what do you mean by this? This last guy, this is my favorite person who is the wisest one, who want to provide outsourcing services from their own country. Now, just try and understand what I'm trying to say. See, if you are living in UAE or you are planning to move towards UAE, obviously that when you are coming to UAE or you're living here, you have to incur your cost in UAE. And obviously, United Arab Emirates is an expensive country. It's not like Pakistan, India, or any African country which are cheaper ones. It's an expensive country because it's an international city. So the wisest person, the most clever guy, is the one who is living in his own country, like living in Pakistan, living in India, living in a country where the cost of living is very low, and providing outsourcing services. Once you have taken this course, you can provide outsourcing services to many people. The businesses operating here in UAE or within your own country, the people who have formed the companies in UAE, the reason being that they have a certain free zone company, those who are doing import export businesses, or those who want presence in UAE, you can provide outsourcing services to them also. So you'll be earning in dirhams, you'll be earning in dirhams, and you will be spending in like rupees or in your local currency. So you will be the winner. Earning in foreign currency, spending in local currency, you are the wisest one, the clever one. And as I told you, the demand for these taxation services will be very high in upcoming years because every business, sole trader, partnership, company, this corporate tax don't just mean company, it's for all businesses. Every business here in UAE, either being in mainland or in free zone. Free zone, you can say those are self-administered territories. Like in UAE, certain areas are self-administered. They are, Jebel Ali is one of the famous free zone. Rasul Khor is a famous free zone. Sharjah Publishing Free Zone. There are multiple free zones here in UAE. Every business here in UAE will have to register for corporate tax, do the corporate tax filings. Value-added tax is already here in high demand. Then secretarial issues. So there will be a lot of assignments coming for outsourcing also. So this course, I must say, it's an outstanding one because my approach while teaching this one won't be to enable you to pass any exam. I'll be teaching every class with an aspect to increase your chances to become employable. So future of taxation career in UAE, very prosperous career, okay, very bright and growing career. Why? Why? Every business from a small retail shop to a multinational entity. Every business from a small retail shop to an MNC, a multinational company has to do corporate taxes. And obviously, for those corporate taxes, you are the guys. See, think like an entrepreneur, think like a business guy. If you are an entrepreneur, you just want to outsource these services. An entrepreneur want to increase his sales. An entrepreneur want to increase his profits. So these outsourcing services, giving services to the firms, giving services online, it will have a great career here in UAE. So obviously this course will be an important one. What will be the outcome of this course? So first of all, I will say course outline is designed After consultation, after consultation with several employers. So the course outline which I will be teaching you will be very much practical course outline. Now it includes firms and corporates, both of them. I've consulted many of them. I've been in UAE for last few months. I have done a lot of consultation, and then I designed this very good course outline. Okay, there will be discussion sessions with employers, discussion sessions with potential employers, okay, included in this course also. And then I will say, obviously, there is knowledge aspect, and it also includes the practical aspect, the usage of actual portal. You will be getting a certificate of Mirchawala Habit Accountancy, okay, which is a platinum approved learning provider for chartered accountancy courses of Mirchawala Habit Accountancy. And obviously, we have a 15 years experience and we have a great alumni across the globe. So, our certificate will be respected by a lot of employers and firms. So you can just simply research about us on the social media and know that who we guys are actually. And most of you must already know about us. Okay. So you will be getting a certificate. Okay. And obviously increasing probability, increased probability for internship and jobs. Obviously, here I want to highlight one thing that obviously it's not a guarantee because some students might have a very great expectation, but obviously we'll be doing our best. And again, also you can research about us on the social media. You can know about us that what our alumni is exactly about, how our meetups are attended by the students and our alumni. So there is a high probability for your internships and jobs, and we'll be doing great efforts in that regard also. So if I talk about this, corporate taxes, value-added taxes, secretarial issues, knowledge portion, the practical aspect, who can join, future of taxation career, outcome of this course, and now let's look at the course outline, the course structure, something about the course structure and outline. Then we'll be talking about the teaching approach. And then at last, something about myself. Then I'll be introducing you more in detail. I introduced at the start also, and then some contact information. So now let's look at the course structure, that what this course will be about and what we'll be including exactly. Now, when we talk about course structure, the first area which we will be covering is UAE corporate taxes. Okay, as I told you earlier, also in the main areas which we will be covering, the first area which we will be discussing is UAE corporate taxes. Now, in this, first of all, we will be discussing the basic concept of corporate taxes, that it is a direct tax. There are two types of taxes. One are direct taxes, which are charged on earnings, the income, the profits earned. And then there are indirect taxes, which are charged on spending, which include value-added taxes. So we'll discuss about the basic concept of corporate taxes, that how these corporate taxes work. It applies on mainland and free zone entities, how that works. We'll be looking at that. Then we'll be looking at the tax rate of corporate taxes, that there are two possible corporate tax rates currently announced, which include 0% rate and the 9% rate, how the tax rate of corporate taxes work. Then we look at the calculation of taxable income. Okay. Basically, when you talk about this thing, calculation of taxable income. See, there is one accounting profit which you make as per the accounting standards. And then you have to convert it into taxable profits, in which there are certain adjustments which need to be made. There are certain expenses which are not allowed by the tax department, like the normal accounting depreciation. Then there are certain expenses which are extra allowed by the tax department, like tax department's own capital allowance workings. So we'll be looking at the calculation of taxable income. Then there are certain exempt incomes. There are additional chargeable incomes. So we'll be looking at the calculation of taxable income, which will include four types of adjustments. Not allowed expenses. Now, what do you mean by not allowed expenses? Which were allowed in the accounting calculation, but the tax department do not allow those expenses. Then additionally allowed expenses. Some expenses are additionally allowed by the tax department. There are some exempt income adjustments and there are additional income adjustments. So that will be a complete discussion that how the taxable income is calculated. So basic concept of corporate taxes, tax rates, then we'll be looking at the calculation of taxable income. Then we'll be discussing that who is subject to corporate taxes. Okay. Now, when we say this, that who is subject to corporate taxes, we will be discussing the entities which will be subject to corporate taxes and those entities which are exempted from corporate taxes. Like there are certain government entities, government controlled entities, some free zone companies which meet certain conditions. So we will be discussing that who is subject for corporate taxes. Then we'll be talking about the registration for corporate taxes, that how you have to register for corporate taxes, registration of corporate taxes. We will be looking at filing of corporate tax returns. Okay, so these will be the areas which we will be looking in detail. Okay, then we'll be looking at adjustments for corporate tax purposes, adjustments for corporate tax purposes. Okay. Then we will be looking at the administrative issues. Now, what do you mean by administrative issues? The due dates of filing the return, the due dates for tax payments, what penalties will apply. So these all things will be covered in the UAE corporate taxes. We'll be looking at the basic concept, we'll be looking at the tax rate, we'll be looking at calculation of taxable incomes, which will include the adjustments for expenses, the adjustment for incomes. Obviously, today's class is just an introduction. We are just looking at the things with a bird's eye view. From an overview, we aren't going in detail. Then, who is subject to corporate taxes, the registration matters, filing of returns, adjustments. We will be looking at the theoretical aspect. We will be looking at official law, which is the federal degree, and we'll be looking at the guidelines of the tax authority. And we will also be looking at the practical filing aspect also. So in the course structure, the first thing will be the UAE corporate taxes. Then we will be looking at UAE value-added taxes. Now again, when we say this word value-added tax, first of all, we will be looking at the basic concept of VAT, that it is an indirect tax. It is charged on our spending. Like when we spend, we have to pay VAT. In UAE, the rate of value-added tax is 5%. The 5% VAT is applicable. Like for example, if you go to a restaurant, you buy some food, you go to some store, you buy a water bottle. So when you are spending, the value-added tax is payable. So you'll be looking at basic concept of VAT. We will be looking at calculations of VAT. Okay, we will be looking at its registration matters, registration for value-added taxes, and we will be looking at return filing of VAT, that how VAT returns are filed. And then the third aspect of our course will be secretarial matters. Now, this is also a very important service, secretarial matters. Here we'll be looking at formation of companies, how you have to form a company, formation of companies. Okay, we will be looking at trade license issues, that how you have to obtain the trade license here in UAE. Because in UAE, you can't do business directly. You need to have a trade license, even if you want to do a small business. And then we will be looking at annual legal responsibilities, like the renewal of trade license and all of those things. Obviously, it's just an overview and introductory class, so I'm just listing down the topics which we will be covering. So, in the course structure, we will be looking at the corporate tax issues, the basic concept, the tax rate, the calculation of taxable income, who is subject to corporate taxes, its registration matters, filing of return, adjustment things, administrative issues. We will be looking at the value-added tax matters, and then we will be looking at the secretarial matters. Now, these three things of our course will include the theoretical and the practical aspect also. Now, along with this, I will also include one portion in this course which will be sessions with potential employers. This will also be one of the portion in my course in which we will be including sessions with potential employers. I will be recording the podcasts, okay, podcast and interviews with potential employers. These will be the recorded podcast and interviews so that you can have an idea that what exactly the employers are looking for from the candidates in UAE. And that will be completely practical. There will be different sessions with potential employers. That will give you a great idea that how exactly you have to make yourself employable in the UAE market. So the corporate taxes, the value-added taxes, secretarial matters, and then the sessions with potential employers. So that will be the basic idea about the course structure which we will be covering. Now, if I talk about the teaching approach, like how the things will go around, you will be getting pre-recorded lectures, okay, so that you can watch on your own convenience. Because when we talk about UAE, everyone have different timing. People are doing jobs, some are full time, and then many of the people who are living abroad will be in different time zones because we are teaching in 60 plus countries. So you will be getting pre-recorded lectures. It will include the knowledge-based lectures, the knowledge based lectures. It will include the practical filing or the practical software based lectures, that how exactly the practical software works, and it will include the interviews with potential employers. All of these things will be in pre recorded form, so you will be able to watch it on your own convenience. Then there will be query support facility. You will be able to connect with me directly for your queries. Okay, like for example, you need any guidance, you need any help, so you will be able to connect with me directly for the queries and the query support facilities. And then there will be walkthrough examples during the course in which we will be practically implementing whatever we are studying. Like, for example, when we talk about formation of the company, we'll be actually forming the company during the classes. So there will be walkthrough examples also. So as I told you guys earlier also, that this course is not designed for any examination or making you to pass an examination. This course is designed with a practical mindset. And as I told you earlier, this entire structure, I haven't designed it on my own. I had done consultations with the potential employers. I connected with them, I discussed with them, and then I designed this outstanding course structure. So, whatever I'll be teaching, it will be very much practical and relevant for you guys. Now, if I talk about myself, I have 15 years plus experience. My name is Owais Mirchawala, I told earlier also, and I have 15 plus years teaching experience of taxation, experience of teaching, experience of taxation courses of UK, which I've been teaching for many years, recently of UAE. Why I'm saying recently? Because UAE taxes have been recently announced. Okay, when recently don't means like it's just a few months. It has been few years. I've been teaching UAE tax also because the UAE tax have been recently introduced. Okay, so 15 plus years teaching experience. My name was Mirchawala. You can research me on social media also. Okay, and 45 plus nationwide position holder students. Okay, in the UAE also and across different countries also. Okay. Okay, just a second. 45 plus nationwide position holders, which is obviously a great achievement that the students which have studied taxation from me, they have secured positions throughout different countries. And then at last, whenever you want to contact me, you can contact me directly on my UAE number, which is plus 971 555 Okay. You can directly contact me on my direct WhatsApp number. This is my WhatsApp number also. Or if you want, you can email me also at oshanif@gmail.com. Or if you want, you can visit our website also, which is mirchawala.com. Okay, for enrollment or any type of guidance which you need. So, if I start to sum up the discussion which we have done in our today's class, which was obviously an introductory or an orientation class about a course of UA taxation and secretarial matters, the three main areas which we'll be covering is UA corporate taxes, the value-added taxes, and the secretarial services. Okay. We'll be covering the knowledge part and we'll also be looking at the practical aspect of the UAE taxation. Anyone who can join this course, even though if you don't have any background of the taxation. We talked about the future of taxation career in UAE. We talked about the outcome of this course. As I told earlier also that this course is designed with a complete practical mindset. It isn't for any examination. It is completely designed with the consultation or with potential employers. Okay, we talked about the teaching approach, something about myself, and my contact information if you want to connect with me. Okay, so now it was just a basic introduction that how our course will work around. Obviously, when we talk about UAE, it's a completely different market. It's different from Pakistan, India, UK, or any other country. Because in in UAE, there are two types of regulatory environments operating. There's a mainland, which is the normal UAE, and then there are free zones, which have their own administered regulations. So we will be talking about the mainland regulations, the free zone regulations, how the corporate taxes apply on both of them, how UAE has attracted the global investment and made itself an international area, an international country, and specifically if I talk about Dubai, which has made itself an international city, how it is attracting the investment, and a very important thing that we all know that UAE is a rich country. So why there was a need to impose these taxes? What were the requirements of Organization of Economic Corporate Development, the OECD? Why UAE introduced the taxes when they didn't need money? They already had many sources of income. So that all a lot of practical knowledge, a lot of practical aspect. And once you have taken this course, you will be able to answer the queries of your client or potential employers with a very different mindset. And it will be a great value addition course. I hope to see you all in the next class, which will be our first formal class of this course, and we'll be starting the discussion on the first topic of UAE corporate taxes in the next class. So see you all in the next class, and if you have any query, you can always connect with me on my direct UAE contact number that's also available on the WhatsApp. Thank you, everyone.